Hey everybody, this is Dal Stone here doing a Let's 3D Model episode 50, and this is going to be a bit different. I'm not going to actually do any 3D modeling. Um, Today it's going to be about me speaking about all the things that I've learned so far throughout this whole experience. Doing my Let's 3D Model series, being part of trying to build a community here on my YouTube channel. Um, my project that I've been working on and showing you guys, and just kind of, I figured 50 is pretty good. It's kind of like I promised you guys 100 videos or Let's 3D model videos this year, um, and 50 is the middle. So it's time to do like a report card kind of thing. So, I mean, retrospective is at the very end, right? And I'm sad to say that this is not the end, but it's a decision that I'm making just kind of through the things that I've seen on my YouTube channel and just kind of looking at the analytics and stuff like that. I need to make some changes for my YouTube channel to grow and for me to get more exposure and things like that. So I'm here to share that with you guys. So first off, I want to thank everyone, thanking all my viewers, thanking all my subscribers. Thank you guys so much for sticking it out with me, watching all these videos and supporting me and spreading the word, whatever it is. Thank you guys so much. Um, my newest subscriber is Matt Taylor and Graham Van. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel and hopefully watching the videos. Um, so thank you guys so much for the support. I want to thank everyone. Thank all my viewers. Thank all my subscribers. I also want to thank everyone who's been active in the comments section. I read every single comment. I mean, not that I have too many. I only have like one or two here and there, but I do read them and I do respond back to your kind words or mean words, whatever you guys have. I take everything with feedback. So thank you guys so much for that. Um, so just everything that I've learned in general. First thing is I'm from now on in the future I'm going to be doing smaller projects. Hold on, I'm just gonna back up a bit here. My Superman shirt. I'm gonna be doing smaller projects. This project was huge. I mean, this cathedral scene is massive, and I personally didn't think it was gonna take this long. But due to the amount of time that I have after work on the weekends, and you know, I need to get away from modeling and stuff like that as well, right? And I need to spend time with family and my fiance, and I need to spend more time outside, mixed with trying to squeeze in as much time as I can to work on my portfolio and my side projects. Um, it's smarter. It is smarter to work on a smaller project. So that's something that I've learned through this process. I mean, at the end of the day, when I finish this cathedral scene, it's gonna look sick. Don't get me wrong, but I'm looking at like estimating how long this is probably gonna take, and I probably won't finish until summer, uh, probably around June to finish this project. Uh, so I've spent essentially one half of this, like I spent half of this year, um, and I've only been able to produce one kind of portfolio piece. And that's not a bad thing. It's just something to keep in mind when you're thinking about creating something on the side. Thinking about the time that you actually have to put into it. Um, Another thing that I want to bring up is like learning tools takes time. Right now, I'm learning. For some of you guys who've been following my channel, I'm learning Unreal Engine 4. I'm learning Substance Designer. I'm learning ZBrush, and learning software takes time. If you're going to be doing your side project with learning new software, it's going to slow you down. And these are things that I didn't account for when I was creating this project. If I had just stuck with Maya and Photoshop and Unreal Editor 4, just stuck to like three programs and just learned Unreal Editor 4, I probably would have finished like this project at least a month ago. But because I'm learning new software, it takes time. It takes time. Um, so that's something that I'm learning. It's been fantastic learning these new softwares, and I'm learning so much, and it's knowledge that's invaluable, right? So, so I don't regret it at all. It's just something that now I'm looking back and I'm going, you know, it probably would have been smarter to just focus on one software at a time, right? But I decided to take on this huge task on just learning as much as I can when I'm currently at work. Um, sorry, when I'm like on my spare time, learning new software. So, so those are a few things I've learned. I want to focus more on giving you guys more quality videos. Like I was looking at a bunch of my videos, and there's some videos with no audio whatsoever. There's videos where I overlay like audio that YouTube has that's like free, right? And honestly, like I was looking at that afterwards, and I was going to myself, would I watch that? I wouldn't watch that. So why am I putting that out there? Why am I putting it out there for you guys to watch? It's I feel like it was a half-hearted effort, and that's not what I want to build in my YouTube channel. I want to build. This is the place. Hey, man, like this is a guy that's doing this stuff, and he has high-quality videos. He's kind of he's teaching you as he goes. He's kind of sharing you his mindset and what's going through his mind when he's doing things, and that's what I want to build. That's what I want to share with you guys. Um, and so I want to do more quality videos and less videos, more quality, right? Um, I mean, I hit 50 videos in like 3 months or something, right? Like that's kind of crazy, but are all 50 of these Let's 3D model videos, are they good? Like, are they something that you guys sit down and you guys watch? Right? I mean, even this retrospective video, you guys probably won't even enjoy this video, for that matter. But it's just something that I think I need to share so that you guys don't make the same mistakes. If you guys ever want to start a YouTube channel or whatever it is, and hopefully you guys agree with what I'm saying. Um, so from here on, what am I gonna be doing? I'm gonna change it up now to weekly recap videos. So on the weekends, whenever I'm finished, when I know that like okay, this is probably gonna be the last thing that I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create like I'm hoping 5-minute videos, just kind of recapping what I was able to do within the week, right? So, hey guys, look at this, and I was able to finish off the roof of my cathedral. I was able to finish off the clock tower or the bell tower, and just kind of like quickly show you guys, and then show you guys the process really quickly. Like yeah, so I built this in Maya, obviously, because you guys have been watching the Let's 3D model videos. Threw it into ZBrush to build the bricks, build the rooftop, build the wood. Threw it into Substance Designer to get the colors and extra grit and mud and moss and all that stuff, and then threw it into Unreal Editor 4. This is where you guys are seeing it, something like that. So I'm gonna do something. So I'm gonna be doing more of those, right? I'm gonna be doing more of the weekly recap videos, so that this way every single week you guys can kind of see the progress of the project, and that way you guys get at least a video every single week from me, and so that way you guys know that I'm not dead or something, right? Let's 3D model videos are literally going to be Let's 3D model videos. They're going to be just me modeling, right? Because I think that that's the most fun thing for people to watch. People enjoy watching other people model, so I'm going to do that. It's been like my most popular videos out of my like modeling, UVing, and texturing. Texturing has been the most popular, to be honest, but modeling for me is the most fun, and so I'm gonna literally keep the Let's 3D modeling videos to Let's 3D modeling, and I'm not gonna create like 50 Let's 3D models like I used to. I'm gonna kind of do it by pieces, right? So if I'm modeling a door, then I'll do a Let's 3D model of a door. If I'm running out of energy that day and I don't want to commentate and talk about my process or like my mindset, then I'm not even going to record it, because there's just no point, you know. If I'm not gonna be proud of the video, I'm not gonna showcase that with you guys. So my Let's 3D model videos are gonna be literally Let's 3D model videos, and they're just gonna be that. I'm also gonna focus more on my how-to videos. My how-to videos are my most popular videos. Uh, they are the most popular videos. So I'm gonna start creating some more higher quality how-to videos. And honestly, I really need your guys' help when it comes to that. Like, what is it that you guys want to see? Like, how did you do this? How did you do this? How did you do that? And then I think what's gonna happen is people are gonna start asking these questions on my channel. Then I'll start creating these videos as those questions come in. So they'll be like, hey man, so how did you get your brick texture, or how did you do that? Then I'll go and I'll create a video on that. You know, like how did I create my brick texture? So I use Substance Designer, right? Then I'll do like a complete walkthrough of how I did it from beginning all the way to end, right? Um, but but there's a catch to that. When I do my how-to videos now, I want to actually do editing. Like I want to actually sit down and edit the video so that it doesn't drag on. There's no If I run into issues, I'm gonna just cut the video and then edit in like how I fixed it or whatever. You guys aren't gonna have these wasted like minutes where I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with the software or ran into like a bump, right? Something that my videos currently don't have because it's just completely almost like live stream. There's no editing. I just do my Let's 3D models and you guys are watching it completely live. Not completely live, but without any edits. Um, so yeah, Let's 3D models will be Let's 3D models. How-to videos are going to be my how-to videos. Um, so yeah, so that's kind of what I'm going to be doing for my YouTube channel. So, so things that I've learned throughout these 50 days, right? Things that I've learned in the past 50 days. A new overall workflow for my side projects. So Maya for modeling, ZBrush, Substance Designer, and then UE4 in that order. So modeling in Maya, put it into ZBrush. If I want to do extra sculpting and stuff like that on it, then I put it into Substance Designer for texturing. Uh, Maybe some Photoshop for some editing, and then Unreal Editor 4. So that's kind of the new workflow. Um, so let's talk a little bit about some of the software that I've been learning. Unreal Editor 4, my experience with it so far. At first, it was relatively easy. At first, just doing the simple things was very easy. Then we got into some of the more complicated stuff, and it was complicated. It was crazy complicated. It was more complicated than I remembered it being. Um, like the auto exposure thing really threw me off. Uh, how that's like it just didn't go well with the night scene at all. I learned things about like backface culling and lights going through there. You know, it's really important. I learned about double-sided materials and shaders. That's massive. You really need to know that. Um, Instances, you know, when you're making changes or you're applying a texture to objects that are instanced or duplicated, go to the main source, go to the object mesh. You know, that's something that I should have known from working in from my work experience, but for some reason it just didn't click in for me with Unreal Editor. Um, but now it does. Landscaping and terrain. Oh my god, that took me forever to figure out what was wrong with that. I have a video on how to fix that. Check that out if you guys ever want to learn how to paint. Um, Substance Designer with Unreal Editor 4. That was a huge pain in the ass. And I spent like hours finding out that Substance Designer 5 right now doesn't have full integration with Unreal Editor 4. And I also found out things like your RGBs and it was just a gong show. It was such a gong show. Figured all that stuff out though eventually. Um, you know, I use Targas now for my base color. Roughness and normals and metallic, I use PNGs. And for my roughness and metallic, I use what's that called? I turn off sRGB, turn it to color grayscale, and instead of putting a black metallic texture, I just use a constant and put it at 0. So, those are kind of things that, you know, is so useful. So useful. And I think I'm probably going to make a YouTube video on just textures looking weird. Here's the solution, you know. So I think I'll probably do something like that. A really short how-to video on that. Um, Organization in Maya. Holy shit. Holy shit. I mean, like, I know from work experience, organization is huge. I, for some reason, did not. I was like, no, it's fine. It's my side project. Whatever. Not a big deal. No, it was a huge deal. Organization was massive. I screwed up bad. I mean, I spent 2 episodes organizing my shit. No, you gotta organize it right away, and it's something that I learned. So learn from that from me. Substance designer. Holy cow, substance designer. The learning curve was massive. Okay, it was huge. I mean, I watched tons of tutorial videos and trying to learn and trying to wrap my head around it. And you know, it was fun finally when I started to get it. And I'll continue to be using it for the specific role that I think it's really strong at, which is procedurally creating um, just variations inside your textures, and obviously it does an amazing job at making bricks and tiling textures and things like that. But I love the control of ZBrush, and that's why I know for a fact I'm gonna stick with ZBrush when it comes to creating my brick textures and stuff like that. Um, Substance Designer makes it quicker. Don't get me wrong. You can get results a lot quicker with Substance Designer, but I just like the control that you get with ZBrush. So, but yeah, Substance Designer was hell of a lot of fun, and one of the biggest things I have to think about is you have to think outside the box a bit with Substance Designer. You really have to think outside the box, and you almost have to kind of think of it like it's Photoshop. You put in an image, you're gonna change the levels of things. You want to change the color of it? Well, you gotta change the hue, saturation, lightness on it. You gotta then you're gonna blend it. And what kind of blending mode do you want? And it's like it's Photoshop inside this program with 3D viewer on it that has PBR lighting in it, right? It's pretty cool in that way, and it kind of almost cuts out Photoshop. Photoshop's specific role now is kind of like going in and like doing the fine details, fixing the fine details. That's kind of like what Photoshop's role is now for me, because Substance Designer does such a good job at just kind of doing everything else, and the fact that you can see it like live, you make a change, you add something to it, you can see it right there, is huge. It's massive. So I really like that. Figuring out the tools, specifically the blend tools, is huge. It's massive. And like just the do's and don'ts of how to blend things, and yeah, it was huge, and I really enjoyed it. And like I said, I'm gonna be continuing to use Substance Designer. Last but not least, it's ZBrush. ZBrush also had a huge learning curve. The navigation, the difference between tools and documents, 2.5D and sculpting, and alpha brushes, and all this craziness. ZBrush was also pretty crazy. I still think Substance Designer was actually, I don't know. They're pretty equal. ZBrush and Substance Designer have kind of the same learning curve. You start off like this, right? You learn a little bit, and then you go back down because you're like, what the hell just happened? Everything just kind of broke. And then you kind of go right back up like this. And then, like, now you're really good. You've learned, like, a lot. And then now you're just kind of going like that. No, it's more like, right? Because you're constantly learning. You're learning new processes and new ways to do things. And during the whole ZBrush process, I made, like, a bunch of textures. Probably like 2 or 3 times, like each texture that I made, because I find a different way to do it, and I do it better every single time. So, so yeah, so ZBrush was awesome. So where am I gonna go from here? I'm gonna finish this project. I'm gonna finish this cathedral project. I still got things to learn in Unreal. I gotta learn how to do like fog effects, so that you lay a little bit of fog at the bottom of the floor, right? Um, I gotta create a skybox still. Gotta create a tree still. I gotta create some clouds. I'm gonna have to fake that too with probably planes. So there's still a lot of things to do, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to go in and create some of these things. So it'll be fun. It'll be fun, but it's gonna take some time. Like I said, I'm giving myself until June to finally get the whole project wrapped up. So last but not least, guys, I just want to thank you guys again for all the support. And like I said, I want to continue to create higher quality videos for you guys, and spread the word. And I'll continue to do these videos. Like I said, you guys probably won't be seeing Let's 3D model videos for a little while, just because again I need to be modeling. And the next thing that I'll be modeling is probably the tree. So and it'll be a while until I start modeling the tree. So but yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for everything, and hopefully I see you guys again soon. Peace out.